This episode of the LCTV News is brought to you by Encompass Health, North Shore Community College, Leo Inc., and Brotherhood Credit Union.
Good morning. We thought we would be digging our way out of New England weather to bring you another installation of LCTV News, but this area keeps repelling storms. Potential weather did not stop the stories from rolling in or groups from looking towards the future. While it's hard to picture summer now, it is only a few months away. With that, let's jump into the news for Friday, February 16th, 2024. Neighbor to Neighbor named Delita Roca as their new executive director in January of 2024. Prior to being hired, Roca was involved with Renew US, an organization focused on winning multiracial working class governing power, as well as climate, racial, and economic justice nationwide. She also served as the Massachusetts political director for SEIU 32BJ, the largest poverty service worker union in the country. Additionally, Roca was appointed to the Mass Board of Education by Governor Healy in January of this year. She is also a mother of 3, African immigrant, and community leader. A team of 13 students at KIPP Academy designed a device to measure the ultraviolet index to combat the problem of skin cancer. They're aiming to design an app to accompany the device that will collect data and alert users when UV levels are high and sunscreen is necessary. With this project, KIPP has been selected as the state winner in the 14th annual Samsung Solve for Tomorrow STEM competition, and with it, a prize of $12,000. Samsung Solve for Tomorrow is a nationwide competition meant to empower students in grades 6 to 12 to use STEM to create innovative solutions to issues in their local communities. For KIPP, that meant bringing awareness to the dangers of skin cancer, which is often underdiagnosed for people of color. The students met 2 to 3 times a week, sometimes late after school was over. According to head of corporate citizenship at Samsung, Ann Wu, the KIPP project stood out for their empathy and understanding of the community they live in. Quote, "Oftentimes we have misconceptions about the way things are and the way things should be, and the students at KIPP Academy were really able to identify a real data point of misinformation for them," end quote. Next up is the national competition, where 10 finalists will be selected to receive $50,000 in March. Then in April, 3 schools will be named national winners, receiving $100,000 in prize packages. Lynn Water and Sewer Commission's Executive Director Dan O'Neill has announced that the city is investing $1.1 million to ensure Kings Beach is in good condition by beach season. Lynn will be using a camera to survey the 21 miles of drainage system running from Kings Beach, with the current plan to complete this work by Memorial Day. According to Eric Kelly, a consultant for the city, production and traffic management are the 2 largest issues. To combat this, drainage work will be done during school vacations, when there is minimal student or bus traffic. Currently, they're testing for ammonia, types of detergent, and other waste materials, with residents receiving an alert if a bad reading is detected at their home. A contractor who is yet to be selected will have 70 days to complete this work and will be required to submit a work plan and schedule detailing when and how the drainage system will be inspected and cleaned. The MBTA is proposing a program that would cut fees in half for low-income riders. The Healy-Driscoll administration has allocated $5 million in the 2024 fiscal year budget to create a low-income fares program, which is estimated to cost between $52 and $62 million, including administrative and operation costs. Those 29 to 64 who are non-disabled and meet income requirements would be eligible for the program, reducing fares for all services by 50%. Eligibility requirements would be determined by evaluating their enrollment in existing programs, such as SNAP and Mass Health. The MBTA is currently in the public comment process, and it's collecting feedback until February 29th. Several meetings are being held, including a virtual one on the 27th. If approved at the March 28th Board of Directors meeting, the fare changes would go into effect in the spring and summer. The Food Project is now accepting applications for students aged 14 to 17 to participate in their annual Summer Seed Crew. This is a paid position of $15 an hour with a workload of 28 to 32 hours per week. This summer, 84 youth across all socioeconomic backgrounds, gender identities, and geography will participate in the 6.5-week program from July 8th to August 15th at one of the 4 Food Project farms, one of which is located in Lynn. Participants will spend the morning working on the farms to grow and distribute thousands of pounds of produce while improving their skills in leadership, teamwork, and civic participation skills. The afternoons are spent in workshops, teaching students about food access, social justice, and more. For anyone interested, applications are due by March 11th, 2024. In 2023, the Lynn Salvation Army gained new leadership. Their captain came on the lowdown to break down his first 6 months, while also sharing how he will use this experience to introduce different ideas to the center. Here's the first lowdown. Hello and welcome back to the Lynn Lowdown. I'm Dani Vittori, and today we have on the new pastor and executive director for the Lynn Salvation Army. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here this afternoon.
So can you just start by introducing yourself and how long you've been in this position?
Yeah, so my name is Captain Enmanuel Villegas, and I am the new pastor or the executive director here at the Salvation Army Lynn. In my role as a Salvation Army officer, it's been 7 years. I got commissioned and sent to a location back in June of 2017, but it's been a great experience. I have been able to go to different communities such as Lynn and just kind of be a little, leave my imprint.
And how has it been so far for you? It's been, a good several months now. So how has it been for you? How's the transition been?
It's been great. The city has welcomed us with open arms. I've been able to meet a lot of people, not just those that we serve, but those that serve the community in terms of leadership. And it's been an amazing experience just to see how the care from the city leadership to wanting to know and how to get involved in what we do here at the Salvation Army Lynn.
And you provide so many services to the community. Is there one specific one you wanted to start with? Or
oh man, you put me on the spot. Yes, certainly. We offer a food pantry, which is 3 days of the week, where many of our citizens here in Lynn and the surrounding communities are able to come twice a month. And on average, we're seeing right now between 150 and 170 families per pantry day.
Wow.
So that's one of the many things that we do. Of course, our social services, including rent and utility assistance, which is a very big need right now, with the winter and people needing assistance with gas. And certainly we either provide the assistance or refer them to any agencies here in town that will be of help to them.
So a big piece of it too is collaboration, like you said.
Yes.
If you provide the service or if someone else does, you can really refer them.
Yes, and one of the things I love about here in Lynn is the fact that other organizations here in town know where to send and who. One of the things that we provide is clothing vouchers, and what we're seeing is the need for coats right now. And so whether it's Leo or any other organizations here in town, they're able to just refer them to us, and we're able to take care of them.
Which is great. And you even mentioned before we came on camera, you have an after-school program for younger kids, elementary school kids.
Yes.
So how's that run?
So basically, it is through vouchers where parents sign up their child. We have the capacity to have 40 children.
Wow.
Right now we have 30 who attend. So basically, we have made some changes to the program. So the child come in, get a snack, which was already established. You know, we kind of do an introduction, how you doing, check on them, and then, you know, do some homework, provide them with arts and craft time, recreational time, and then we send them home with a lot of candy and they're good to go.
That's what I like here. I'd like that.
Certainly, you know, the parents don't like it, but we you know, we're just grateful to continue to serve even the little ones in our community.
Yeah, you serve such a wide range of ages too. You have the youth program and then you have older ones. So how do you manage that many programs? 'Cause you cover such an array of things.
That's a good question. You know, I tell my wife we sometimes have to split ourselves into three. Lieutenant Stephanie, which is my wife, and I work together. So there are some programs that she runs, anything that has to do with women and anything that related that could be potential with women, she usually takes it on. I deal with a lot of the other side of the things, or, you know, coming out to the community, meeting with people. So, you know, the balance is we have a passion for it and we just find what works for us and then kind of going from there.
Another big piece of yours is the emergency disaster assistance. So would that be if there's like fire, flood, things like that?
Yes, so we do have a mobile kitchen that can feed up to 1,200 people.
Wow.
If we put it in full action, we usually are call, deploy through the city, and you know, we go to fires, water main breaks, any shelter situation, we're there to support. We provide them with snacks, usually a hot meal, and just, you know, comfort for them to know that we're going to be here long run.
Yeah, and I know I've seen the truck, the very recognizable one at different events too, sometimes with hot chocolate, other things, and you're very visible in the community. You think that's a big piece of it?
Yes, indeed, and we want to be more visible. We say that we can always do more. And so one of the things I love about Salvation Army is that we're here until the very end. So whenever we get called, we won't leave until we say, okay, it's time to wrap up.
And another, of course, big piece of it is the spiritual aspect of it. And I'm trying to think how to like phrase that question, but what services or programs do you offer through that lens?
Yeah, so we have my wife and I have an interesting role. We are ministers, and then we are also executive directors. On the minister side, on the church side, we provide our church services 10 a.m. on Sundays, and then we provide spiritual programming such as Bible studies, men's group, women's group, and then kids group with the kids that we have now at the Salvation Army. We would just, you know, kind of lift them and encourage them, and to find their ways through God, and so this is, you know, program that those kind of program open the opportunity for us to even speak to some of the parents where they are, you know, with God, and allow them to explore that and encourage them. And certainly, it's been a great experience here so far.
And you already kind of answered my next question, is why you think the spiritual aspect of it is so important for the community.
Whether you're a Christian or Muslim or Catholic or whatever you identify yourself with, there's a sense of need in us. And we as a Christian church, we want to make sure that need is covered through our beliefs in God. And certainly we've seen that. We've seen the people being encouraged. Just this morning, someone just said, can you pray for my niece who's dealing with a cold? So they know someone is praying, and that's one of the, aside from our everyday duties and our everyday programming, we want people to know that, you know, we're praying for them, and we're praying for community, and to know that we're going to be here with them through their spiritual journey.
And for that, and for any programs, how can people access them or learn more about them?
Certainly, you can go to our Facebook. Our Facebook has been the place that it seems like the information gets out quick. We usually try to post a little bit more about what we do and the times. So be on the lookout for that. Certainly our website has information about that. But if you want more information or want to speak with me or Lieutenant Stephanie, my wife, you can give us a call, 781-598-0673, and we both speak English and Spanish. So if you want to talk to us in Spanish and you feel more comfortable, we're here to serve you.
Which is great. And another thing too is, do you have volunteer opportunities, so people who want to give back as well?
Yes, you can come and fill out an application. Certainly, we will use as many as we can. We have a saying internally: the volunteers are the army behind the army, and we have some volunteers now that because of their work, we're able to be sort of fully staffed in terms of our food pantry. So you're never too old or never too late to give up some of your time and volunteer for us.
That's great. That sounds so amazing. And as you're going to be coming up on your year anniversary there, are there any goals for the future, things you're wanting to do going forward?
We're just doing right now observing. We see the need in our community. And so I'm speaking with people in the community, speaking with the mayor's office and different city councilors to just know what are their bigger needs and how we can address them. Certainly long term, we want to do something where we can teach people how to be self-sufficient. Given the situation of our economy, we want people to learn a trade, something that they can kind of are able to use for the benefit and the benefits of the family. And certainly we want to continue to serve and for people to know that we're going to be here with them long term.
All the programming sounds amazing, and thank you for coming out to share some of it and really telling people what's available. No,
thank you, and I appreciate your time. And I look forward to meeting more people. So when you see me in the community, don't be a stranger. Come introduce yourself to me. I'm looking forward to meeting you. Or if you see the uniform, we're not police or a pilot. We're just friendly people who are here in the community wanting to serve and give the best of us to this community.
Great. Well, Ted, thank you again for coming on to show that. And once again, I'm Dani Vittori. This has been the Lynn Lowdown, and we'll see you next week with more guests. In the Red Zone, the sports update. The regular season is wrapping up for basketball, with most teams playing their final games this past week. Lynn English girls fell 68-52 to Saugus on the 15th. The Bulldog boys defended their newly earned Greater Boston League crown and home court 84-79 in a battle with the Brockton Boxers. The Boxers lived up to their name, keeping the game within a point 67-66 headed into the fourth. But English stood firm, gaining an 82-74 lead with a minute remaining, holding off a late surge by Brockton. 6 Bulldogs scored in the double digits on senior night, led by Pierre Vieira, with 16, upping their record to 15-3. Lynn Classical girls fell just short 61-56 to Georgetown on the 15th, but closed out the regular season with a victory, 47-36 against Medford, making them co-champions of the Greater Boston League. The Rams sit at 14-4 overall and 12-2 in the GBL. In a doubleheader against Medford, the boys also got it done 62-57. 3 players scored in the double digits to bring their record to 10-6. In a matinee weekend matchup, Tech emerged the victor yet again, 71-62 over Boston Latin. Jaden Welch was the top scorer, recording 24. For the second year in a row, the Commonwealth Atlantic Conference belongs to the Tigers, following their 15th victory of the season, a 15-point 58-43 handling of Greater Lawrence. They finished up the regular season in style, beating Whittier 75-49 for an overall record of 16-2 and an 11-1 record in the Atlantic Conference. Their girls team also had success over Greater Lowell, besting them by 24 points, 55-31, supported once again by Allison Morales, who had 26 points, 11 steals, 5 rebounds, 3 blocks, and 2 assists. The Tigers made it a baker's dozen with their 12th and 13th wins of the season. First, 63-52 over the Minutemen, where Enmanuel Villegas recorded a double-double with 15 points and 10 rebounds. Next, Tech overcame a 15-point halftime deficit to edge out inner-city rival Kip 51-49 on the 15th. The girls Spartans fell just short to Bishop Fenwick 57-49. With no chance of a postseason run for Fenwick, a game against their arch-rival will always be a highlight. St. Mary's also dressed no seniors, giving their younger players a chance to shine. Against 13th-ranked Newburyport, the 17th-seeded boys Spartans fell just short 58-53. They battled all the way back from a 19-point deficit in the final frame to make it a one-possession game, but a turnover with 25 seconds remaining sealed the win for the visitors. Undeterred, St. Mary's bounced back with a double-digit victory against Martha's Vineyard 63-50. 8th grader Jake Fortier is having himself a season, once again leading the charge with 17 points. The Spartans won again versus Bishop Fenwick 66-62 at home, led by Kyle Rush with 21 points and JJ Martinez netting 18. The Spartan boys hockey team is seesawing between wins and losses. After a 6-0 loss last week to the Prep, they beat Malden Catholic 3-1, but fell to BC High 5-2 on the 15th. Their girls team delivered a double-digit 10-1 stomping of Newburyport, led once again by freshman Bella Freitas, recording another hat trick. The All-Star Game and the halfway point of the NBA season are on the 18th, and the Celtics are on a league-leading pace at 43-12. They lead the East by 6 games and are on a 6-game win streak. They only need 14 more victories to match the 57 they got all of last season. Back-to-back high-scoring wins over the Brooklyn Nets showed off the firepower of the Boston offense. The first game, 118-110, marked Jason Tatum's 128th game with 30 or more points, surpassing Larry Bird's previous record of 127. Drew Holiday also had a strong game with 14 points and 12 assists. They scored 136 compared to the next 86 on the 15th for a 50-point margin of victory. This time, though, it was Derek White and Peyton Pritchett leading the way with 27 and 28 points. As a team, the Skis scored at least 30 points in every frame for the win. The Bruins have emerged from the All-Star break a little shaky, going 1-3 in their first 4 games, including a 3-2 shootout loss to the Tampa Bay Lightning on the 13th. The game against the Lightning marked Brad Marchand's 1,000th NHL game. He was drafted back in 2009 by the Bruins and has spent his entire career in Boston. 2 members from the Lynn Veterans Council joined us on the Lowdown to bring attention to their upcoming fundraiser on March 10th at Prince Pizza in Saugus. All proceeds go towards the council and 2 large projects they're working on. Here's the second Lowdown. Hello and welcome back to the Lynn Lowdown. I'm Dani Vittori, and today we have on 2 members from the Lynn Veterans Council to speak about an upcoming fundraiser. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
So real quick, could you just introduce yourselves and then how you initially got involved with the council?
My name is Jason Thompson. I'm actually the chairman for this fundraiser that we're doing, and I got involved in it through friends of mine, fellow veterans.
Great.
My name is Paul Gouthro. I'm the treasurer of the Lynn Veterans Council. Before I retired from General Electric, I was on the GE Veterans Council for many years. And having retired from GE, I then joined the Lynn Veterans Council and helping them out now.
Great. And before we jump right into the fundraiser, can you maybe say a little bit about like the purpose of the council? You know, what are your main missions?
It's basically to serve veterans who have served and their families. So we do whatever we can, and it's to serve veterans and their families.
Great. And I said we'll jump right into this fundraiser. Can you tell me a little bit about it, you know, the when, where of it?
Well, the fundraiser is going to be at Prince Pizza on Route 1 in Saugus. It's a comedy show. We get some pizza and drinks. Basically what it is it's raising funds for our Veterans Council, because we're trying to build the Lynn Veterans Memorial Park with some new monuments and stuff like that. And we're also raising money for the 25th anniversary of the 9/11. We're trying to get a parade here in Lynn, and it takes a lot of money to do that.
Yeah, everything costs money, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Currently, the two main projects that Jason just mentioned, the parade, the estimated budget for the parade is around $100,000. And that's going to be in 2026, probably in September of 2026. The Lynn Memorial Park is going to be a lot more expensive and a lot further down the road because there's a lot of work to be done. But we estimate the Lynn Memorial Park to be about $500,000. And that's going to be, we've already gotten good vibes from the state legislature who's working with the DCR folks on the Lynn Shore down at Lynn Heritage State Park. So it looks good to have put the Memorial Park down there, right near that bridge that comes across from the North Shore Community College.
Oh, okay, yeah.
At Lynn Heritage State Park. So we're excited about the place, but we have a lot of work to do about the park itself.
And just the level too of veterans in Lynn, like, do you know roughly how many you serve or how many are in this area?
Well, the council a few years ago was actually, it was almost going under. We only had about 6 veterans on the council. And as of date today, we have 20 plus veterans. And there's probably about 15 of us that are really active into this as far as the month-to-month meetings and different events that we have going on and things like that. We are actively trying to get more veterans involved. We have, I believe, over 2,000 veterans in the city of Lynn. So we're trying to get as many involved as we can. The more veterans we can get involved, the more families, the more things that we can do. And it brings in more money and it brings in more recognition for us.
Yeah, we're connected through the Lynn and Swampscott VSO. VSO is an acronym that stands for Veteran Service Officer. And there's probably about 100 of them throughout the Commonwealth, the entire state of Massachusetts. And our local VSO is Mike Sweeney, and he has an office in City Hall, down on the basement level. So he is on the council with us, and we kind of serve him as well.
Oh, okay.
So he has a direct connection to all the veterans he helps, and if we can help him help them, that's the connection we have. So it's great to have Mike Sweeney on the council as well.
All about the connections and the networking of it, right?
Absolutely.
So coming back to the fundraiser a little bit, do people have to buy tickets in advance? Are they sold at the door? How does that work?
It's a combination of both. We prefer that you buy them in advance because we have a 150 person max that we can use. So with this flyer we have here, we have a Venmo account. You can go right on and go purchase them through the Venmo. It's $30 per person per ticket. If not, we can buy them at the door as well. Like I said, we do prefer that you buy them in advance so that way that we have a rough idea. We don't want to have to turn anyone away at the door.
Right.
And while we're there, we're going to have a 50-50 raffle. We're going to have other raffle prizes. We got local vendors and stuff like that. And we have a couple people working on trying to get some autographed memorabilia that we can raffle off as well.
That would be cool.
Yeah,
Yes.
a lot of raffles. It'll be fun. It'll be a fun night. If you've ever been to Giggles Comedy Club, it's worth the $30 just for the comedians and the pizza.
Yes.
And then you have a chance to donate to the fundraisers and win some of the raffles. There's a lot of good raffles, so it's going to be a win-win. And hopefully we'll have a sellout crowd.
Yeah, I can't say I've ever been before, but I've heard so many positive things. I feel like I should sometime.
Yeah, definitely come out. Bring your family, bring your friends, and
Maybe
it's,
come to this fundraiser.
Yeah.
you know.
And you were mentioning a little bit, some of the events, or I should say the two major events, you kind of think, oh, they're ways down the road, you don't really have to think about them, but the fundraising and the planning that going into it takes literal years.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Oh yes, it takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, and that's one of the reasons why we're here today. Is we want to kind of reach out to the public to say, hey, listen, we need your help, we need your support. I mean, these two projects that we're going out on right now, like Paul said, it costs a lot of money. It's going to take a lot of time to raise that money, and we need the community's help to be able to do that. They say it takes a village, and it literally takes a village to do stuff like this. People out there with connections, businesses, local businesses, if you can donate stuff to raffle off at this fundraiser, or if businesses want to donate actual money to these projects, we could take that as well. We're at the public's mercy, all right? I also, and I don't want to promote what I do, but I've done fundraising for over 15 years for one organization. And one of the things that I tell my people is that I give you a platform, okay? It's up to you to take that platform and go with it, all right? I can give you the platform and the event and everything. It's you that come there to spend your money, to waste your time, and that's what we need. We need people to come out to this event. Give us a couple hours of your time, spend some of your hard-earned money so we could do these things, these great things. Because we're trying to build up the city. We're trying to make the city a better place for the citizens. We're trying to show people that Lynn is actually great, and we do great things. And with our Veterans Council, we're doing great things. We're out there in the public. We're doing different things. You know, we just had a Marine come home that passed away on active duty. We were there when that Marine came home. We were there for his family. We were there the following night to spend with his whole family the night of the wake. This is the stuff that we do. This is the stuff that people don't see that we do. Yeah. And we want them to know, listen, we're out here. All right, we're out here supporting, you know, our fellow veterans. We're out here supporting our council members. You know, we're out there supporting the mayor and everything that the mayor does. And, you know, we just want people to know we're going to be there for you. But there comes a time that we need you there for us as well.
We need the community support as well.
Another recent activity that we helped with was this year was the was it this year or last year was the 40th anniversary of the bombing in Beirut, Lebanon.
Yeah, right. I remember that.
And we lost a Lynner in that bombing, a fellow by the name of Bradley Campus. Yes. And we helped a lot of other people dedicate a memorial to Bradley at the end of Clark Street. So if anybody has a chance and would like to see it, it's an extremely impressive memorial for Bradley Campus. And I would recommend, if you have a few minutes, go to the end of Clark Street down by Aborn School and see it.
And to kind of piggyback off of what Paul said, when you look at that monument that's there for Bradley Campus, that is basically the starting point of what we want Lynn Veterans Memorial Park to be. That's the bare minimum. Okay. All right, we want this park, this monument, to be epic. We wanted to say, listen, the city of Lynn, the Lynn Veterans Council, the veterans of Lynn want to thank our veterans that gave their life for this country. And we want this monument to be amazing. And the only way that happens is through donations, through the city's help. You know, it's a community thing. We can't just do this alone.
It's all a whole community effort.
Yes.
Yeah. And I will have to wrap up in one moment, even though I know you can speak all day about how incredible it is. But before I wrap up, is there anything else that you want to mention about this fundraiser or other events in general that you've worked on?
Excuse me for my cough. The only thing I would say is, please send money in and reserve tickets as soon as you can. Excuse me.
Yeah, just come out to the fundraiser. Come out, meet some veterans, meet our families, talk with us, see what we do. And if you're a veteran out there yourself, come join the council. We're always looking for new people, new ideas, better ways to do things. So come out to this fundraiser, have some fun, win some prizes, and let's do some great things for the city.
Definitely. And I want to thank both of you again for coming on to talk about
Thank you for having us.
Event. And once again, I'm Dani Vittori. This has been the Lynn Lowdown, and we'll see you next week with more guests. Up next, the community calendar. The week of February 19th through the 23rd, the Essex County District Attorney's Office, in collaboration with the City of Lynn, Rec Fitness, and Mass Flag Champs, are running a flag football and sports clinic. This is a free event for Lynn youth aged 11 to 18, running from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. each day with lunch and a daily snack included. Come participate in a week-long skills program hosted by Lynn Tech. The City of Lynn is hosting a panel discussion titled Multi-Generational Perspectives on the Black Experience in observance of Black History Month. Local Black leaders and changemakers will share their stories, lessons they have learned, as well as the challenges and obstacles they have faced. In addition, the panelists will participate in a Q&A with the audience. The program begins at 6:30 p.m. in the Lynn Auditorium. Next Saturday, the 24th, Helen Patman presents Critter Tales, African American Folk Tales, a one-woman show performed, written, and directed by Patman featuring African American folk tales and an original folk tale by her. African American textiles and music will be used to create the music and atmosphere of the show. There will be 2 shows at 2 and 7 p.m., each about an hour in length. Admission is $10. Kids 12 and under are free, and seniors receive a discount at the 2 p.m. show. That brings us to the end of another news production. To stay up to date on all the latest announcements and press releases, follow us on social media at Lynn Community Television. To see staff and member content, as well as our complete community calendar, visit lyntv.org. For videos ranging from sports shows to interviews, go to Lynn Community Television on YouTube. I'm Dani Vittori, this is LCTV News, and we will see you next week.
This episode of the LCTV News is brought to you by Encompass Health, North Shore Community College, Leo Inc., and Brotherhood Credit Union.